here we go. We are diving on into this, into our grand finals. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Disco Bloodbath, we have our Polish Zerg player. The blue Zerg representing the Platinum Heroes, his new team. It is Snoxtar. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Disco Bloodbath, we have our Polish Zerg player, the red Zerg representing CSO Esports. It is Trifax. Here we go. So overlords are going to be floating across the map. And this is the reason why it's called Disco Bloodbath. Oh, the Moopy is dancing, and we have a disco dance floor here in the center of the map. This, of course, is ideally where we want all the fights to happen, on the dance floor. Let's go. Oh my god. As, yeah, this is a bit of an older map. It's been many years since I've seen it, since I've casted it. I need a moment to take it in because I do forget a lot of the features of this map. Okay, we do have a pretty straightforward natural. Ooh, the third is quite exposed, actually. This area in between the bases is an interesting one. We have a triangular third base we could take. We also have a linear third base over towards the left-hand side. There is a choke point leading into it, so pretty well defendable third base here, to be honest. But this area feels quite abusable between the natural and the third. We'll see if that is going to be the case as we are loading into our ZvZ. A bit of a mirror matchup here. It's going to be a hatch gas pool opener from both players. Nothing spicy yet. Not yet, at least. But I do want to see some action on the dance floor. Gibbs, Bobby Gibbs. As for now, we're just going to be joining on up, saturating our bases. Queens are amassing for both players, and we should be working towards a third base. We should be working towards a third on time, and really it's after the third that's when points of deviation do occur. Do we skip the Bailey nest? Do we avoid it and go into 2-base Roach? Do we go 2-base Muta? Do we try to Ling Flood instead? Where will our players take us? As a reminder, Snoxtar does have a 1-0 lead in this series because he is coming from the upper bracket, and it is a best of 7. There we go. It is going to be a best of 7, and we are playing 2-base. Ooh, we're both playing 2. Great minds think alike. Okay, so Snoxtar, he's walling off here on 2 bases. Meanwhile, Trifax likewise is not quite walling off, but he's going for a 2-base lair. A very fast lair here from Trifax. This looks like potentially 2-base Muta, but I don't see any extra gases. Meanwhile, Snoxtar, he starts up Ling Speed. This looks like 2-base Roach, but looks can be deceiving. This is a Ling Flood. This is a Ling Flood, and the goal here is to try to force Trifax to skip his Bailey nest and to be greedy. I see a third base. I see a lack of Bailey nest. Yep, Roach Warren's on the way. Trifax is being bamboozled. He's being deceived. Trifax, he believes it's 2-base Roach, but he's soon about to be met by a Ling Flood. And this Ling Flood is going to get out of hand. It's going to get out of control. We should at least kill the third. We could even break into the natural and straight up kill Trifax. There's a lot of potential with this all in. With this flood of Lings. So here we go. We are banking up Lings here behind the natural base. Meanwhile, Trifax across the map. The lair is completed. And what are we going for? We are taking gases now, but this is an odd one here. Overseer Scout comes in. We get eyes on the production. Lings are flooding across the map, and we need to fully wall off. Eva Chamber has been thrown down. Lings, we have to pull the trigger. And we do get on top of that third base. That third base should be going down if we go for it. No, we go straight for the natural instead. Yeah, going for the natural base. Decent service area here on the Queen. The wall is not a wall. Lings are flooding on forward here. The Roaches are getting surrounded. We get 1, we get 2. 2 Roaches go down. The Queens are falling as well. The natural base has been compromised, and Snoxtar, he's snowballing out of control. He denies the wall. Make sure it doesn't get up and running. And this is becoming game-ending damage. We were trying to go 2-base Muta. The Spire was on the way, but we were punished for it again. The Ling Flood, the all-in from Snoxtar catches Trifax completely off guard, and we cripple the economy. 7 drones have gone down. Nice hold position micro. Good hold position. We confirm the Spire, and again, Snoxtar is going for his own Spire. Muta versus Muta is on the horizon. The problem here is that Trifax doesn't have an economy. Snoxtar does. Snoxtar is up on workers. He has a bank to work with. He can make 6 Mutas, soon to be 7 Mutas straight away. Trifax, he's still building himself up. He was forced to make roaches. He didn't want to. He didn't want to make roaches. He wanted to make Mutas of all things. But it's not happening. It is not happening. Spire is done. There it is. 8 Mutas on the way for Snoxtar. Spire is done for Trifax, but he can't afford much. He started up +1 range for a moment, does deviate away. Looking at the vision here, we're getting eyes on the 3rd. We're moving out with our roaches. There it is, 3 Mutas on the way. Against 9 of Snoxtar. Mirror matchups, they can sometimes be a little bit binary here, where you have the same tools, and because of that, what can you do? What can you do from this position? Nothing here, as all the roaches are getting picked off. Nothing shoots off. The Mutas, they wreak havoc, and they shut down every single roach, and now we're going for a counterattack. Now we are going for the Mineral Lines. Snoxtar looking to snowball out of control with these Mutas. Again, I would have stood by this. Snoxtar wasn't upset that he was able to bring down Trifax earlier, but he's doing it again. He's somehow doing it again. More roaches get caught out. 8 go down. And yeah, there it is. It's just too much. GG gets called. Trifax has nothing left back at home, and Snoxtar extends his lead. GG, well played. Snoxtar, he does take a 2-0 lead here in the grand finals. Again, as a reminder, this is our final series. It all ends here. We will be crowning our Infolet Monthly Champion. And Trifax is struggling a little bit. Now, to be fair, that was a very quirky map. That was like just really specialized builds. We had Trifax opening up 2 base, lured into a 3rd, lured into a false sense of security, and Snoxtar taking full advantage of the greed of Trifax. And now we're getting ready for our next game. Oh my god, on another map from times gone by. A map from even longer ago. Oh my god. I remember this map. This is, I believe, the Hearthstone map. I believe so. We're going to be loading into Arena. A very unique map. This map was around back in 2015. Early Legacy, like the first season of Legacy of the Void, because this was 2015 into 2016. My god. And a Heart of the Swarm into Legacy of the Void. I'm ready for it. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Arena, we have our Polish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, going for a 12 pool, because of course he is, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Snoxtar. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing CSO Esports, going for 15-15. It is Trifax. Okay, there's a lot to go over. This is a Hearthstone map because Crank won a game of Hearthstone while he was playing StarCraft. He won both games at the same time. Crank, he played Hearthstone and StarCraft, and he did win a game. Now, the rush distance by ground is short. Look at this. Our bases are touching tips. We have an island in between. We have very short rush distance by air and short rush distance by ground. Now, there is a 1 building with ramp here, but and as a result, very commonly here, Protoss players would wall off with a pylon, Terran players would wall off with a depot. You just wall off immediately here. It is 1 hex, it is 1 building. But in ZvZ, you cannot wall off. You cannot wall off this bridge, which means 12 pools hit very quickly, very hard, very fast. Now, to be fair, just because the rush distance by ground here is, how long is it? It's at not long at all, to be fair, not long. Trifax opened up 15-15. 15 hatchery into a 15 spawning pool. Earlier spawning pool means he will have earlier lings. This is a very safe way to open up in ZvZ, and Trifax should be able to amass an army and should be able to defend his natural. Boys have to be pulled though. Spawning pool is done. Lings are on the way. Queens as well. We need to pull the boys, otherwise the hatchery is going to go down. Hatchery getting very low. Trifax going for a spine crawler on the low ground. Oh, we get a kill on the drone. Trifax being so greedy here, waiting for his lings. Can they come out in time? The hatchery, it's going down. Oh my god, Trifax He gambled, he played with fire, he gets burned. The hatchery does fall. He chose not to pull the boys, and he had to. He had to pull the boys if he wanted to save that base. Such a greedy move here from Trifax. And he is being shut down. The Ling battle is upon us here, but Snoxtar, he's got queens up and running, he's got Lings on the way, he's up on bases, and Snoxtar soon to be up in economy. Yeah, forces back those Lings, goes for a counterattack. From here we can drone, we should drone to get into gases, to get into Ling speed. But no, Snoxtar, he continues Ling production, he knows he has an advantage, he wants to press it. Trifax is droning. No shot! Trifax is droning. Not like this, which means, once again, can we force another cancel? Oh my god, we can. We can and we will. Snoxtar, he just continues to mass out more Lings. He gets a surround. The queen is gonna fall. The queen barely does fall here. The Lings as well. We bust in towards the main. Reinforcers, they do come out just in time. Snoxtar's being forced back. He's still making more Lings, by the way. He's still just refusing to drone. Massing more Lings. Overextending a little bit. The queen does add a lot of DPS. Does add a lot of complexity to this. But he should force a cancel, 100%. Should force a cancel on this base. Lings, they come in. They get another surround on the queen. The queen is going to fall, and that's going to be all she wrote. The other queen, we walk across the map. The aggressing queen. I mean, again, short rush distance. The queen can just walk across. Doesn't even matter. Just rally everything across the map at this point. The queen has arrived. We have added anti-air. We have added DPS, and this hatchery is not going to be long for this world. Trifax is attempting to amass Lings, and can try to fight with the Broodlings. But the Broodlings, they get shut down. Queen does rotate around. Good movement here with the queen overall. Yeah, and the queen is getting involved here with some extra DPS. Snoxtar, he breaks through up the ramp into the main base. A second queen arrives. No shot. GG gets called, and Snoxtar takes a 3-0 lead in this series. One more game is all he needs, and he will be this month's Infolet champion. Oh my god, one more is all he does need, and I'm just a little bit in shock here. Again, it's been so long since I've seen Arena. It's disgusting. One of the shortest rush distance maps in StarCraft history. Not even just the map pool at the time, but in history. My oh my. I see in the chat, great map. No. It was an awful map back in the day. Awful map. Oh god. Still awful. GG. And here we go. We're getting into potentially the final game of the series. I'll be honest, I favor Trifax. In a longer macro game, I favor him. I do think he's the favorite player, one of the favorite players in this entire tournament. But he is struggling. He is struggling here against Snoxtar. Somehow, some way, Snoxtar harnessing his inner power and is one game away from winning it all. From winning it all here. Uno mas, papi. Uno mas is all he does need. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, or the center right-hand side of Data C. Data under the sea, of course. We have the Polish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing the Platinum Heroes, his new team, leading the series 3-0, one game away from becoming this month's champion. It is Snoxtar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, or center left-hand side of Data under the sea, we have the red Zerg player, also from the land of Poland, representing CSO Esports. He needs to fight back here and now. He needs to pull off a reverse sweep. He needs to pull off a soul key. Can he do it? It is Trifax. Can we somehow pull off the reverse all kill? Aye, aye, aye. Let's go. As here we go, we are loading on in. I see in the chat, is this an old mineral count map? It was Legacy of the Void. Legacy of the Void. For those that are curious, Arena was in the final season of Heart of the Swarm and the first season of Legacy of the Void. if I'm not mistaken. So was in both. Yeah, was in both. As again, that's how long it's been. That's how long it's been. So many years. 9 years. 9 years. My God, since this map was in the map pool. Well, 2015. Again, I should reiterate. Long time. Can't believe Legacy's been out for that long. I can't believe we've been casting for that long. Jeez. I mean, we haven't, to be fair, but basically. As we are settling into this again, hatch gas pool standard openers here between our two players. Link speed on the way. Trifax skipping link speed? Question mark. We have 100 gas. Link speed is not being researched. That is an oddity. This is a bit odd, which means we could be going, yep, 2-base lair. There we go. No link speed for a reason. We're going into 2-base lair instead. It looks like Trifax, once again, just like game number 1, wants to go into mutas. He does want to go into muta play. Does make a lot more sense here on Data C. The reason why I say that is we're going for a Bane Bust. Oh, God. Oh, boy. I mean, we could. We're flooding links. We are amassing links as we speak. We do not get a scout, I believe. Snoxtar, it cancels the Bailey Nest, goes into an Evo chamber instead. Snoxtar, he does confirm the lair. He's aware of 2-base lair. He's aware of the potential for mutas. Can Snoxtar punish this from Trifax? Now, we spoke about this earlier. Data Under the Sea was a very defendable map. Very macro-oriented. It's so difficult to bust into the natural, so difficult to bust into even a 3-base setup as well. Snoxtar, I think he's regretting making all these links. Right now, he's trying to drone, trying to take a 3rd base, trying to macro. I don't think these links can do much. Yeah, we fully wall off. A full wall here. A tight wall for Trifax. Lings are trying to break on in, and it looks like we could force a cancel on the Evo chamber. Not quite. We did force an overreaction. 2 more Evo chambers thrown down. Spire is on the way. 2-base muta is upon us from Trifax, and Snoxtar cannot kill him. He cannot punish this. It's not going to happen, and I worry now for Snoxtar. Trifax, he's getting into his game, getting into his groove. Spire well underway. Snoxtar droning on 3 bases. Still no confirmation. He did see the fast lair. He should piece together that it's going to be mutas. As he does push on forward here. He's going to get a kill on the Evo chamber. He gets in for a scout. Does go in. Does confirm the Spire. Hopefully he clicked on it. As he gets 1 drone in. 2 drones in the main. Pretty good. Very nice damage. 2 workers go down. Lings rotate around. And we get confirmation of the Spire as well. Snoxtar, how do we respond? It has to be queens. Queens, spores. Spine crawlers on the way. It looks like Trifax is a little bit paranoid of an all-in. Speaking of, Lings have arrived. Uh-oh. And there's not a lot on the ground. There's not a lot on the ground. The Ling Flood is upon us. That's a kill on Spine Crawler. That's going to be a kill on the Queen. As we barely do get it. The Queens are going to be going down. 7 mutas are on the way. Trifax, I didn't realize he didn't make a single roach. Not a single army units, but it's still going to be enough to hold. Yeah, we do hold on. 5 drones go down. Mutas are moving out across the map. Snoxtar throws down as many spores as he can, but these spores are late. Very late spores here for Snoxtar. Thankfully, the mutas are a little bit preoccupied. They're dealing with the roaches. Snoxtar buying time with these units. Behind this, Trifax, he's working towards roaches. He only has mutas for map control. Early map control here for Trifax. Snoxtar, he's down in workers. He's down in economy, down in workers, down in tech. Working on +1 melee. I'm not convinced here for Snoxtar. The melee feels odd. Because of this, he's not going to have... Or his roach is just going to be worse. He responds with a Spire. Very late Spire here for Snoxtar. Late Spire, down in workers. And I'll be honest... Trifax may just win the game with a roach push. Snoxtar won't have any Roaches to defend. He's only going to have Lings. Won't have any Banelings either. Snoxtar's in a lot of trouble. And yeah, again, even though he scattered and confirmed the Spire earlier, he just wasn't able to react in time. He did invest, I do believe he invested a little bit too much into those Lings. Was able to deal some damage with it, that's true, but it's a long road to recovery here for Snoxtar. It does supply block Trifax. Pretty big, actually. Is going to slow down the Roaches. But again, we are just amassing Roaches right now. And this Roach push, again, may end the game. Snoxtar building on more Queens. He should recognize that the muted cloud hasn't gotten larger. Snoxtar, he should recognize that there just aren't enough mutas here. There we go. He's going into his own mutas. 7 mutas on the way, but we have a Nida Swarm here from Trifax. Only 3 Queens. Interesting. Can Snoxtar survive? No. I don't think so. As Roaches, they're already here across the map. They focus down some of the Queens. 1 Queen falls, 2nd Queen, one after another. There's no answer to these Roaches. Lings go for a run by. Mutas have arrived. Oh, we are going to force this back, actually. I assumed that we would be breaking through. I assumed that we would be getting economic damage done, but no, that is not the case. Trifax does race back home. Snoxtar suddenly takes that Muta lead. And he catches some Overlords. Very nicely done. We get 1, we get 2. 2 Overlords go down. Good trades here against the Roaches. Again, I'm so surprised that Trifax turned around. I'm so surprised that he didn't push into the mineral line. He did not push in. Which means Snoxtar is getting a lot of value. He's still in this. Wow, he's still very much so in this. Focuses down as many drones as he can. Gets on top of the mutas. Snoxtar has a slight muta lead. And it is barely enough. The Queen comes in, though. Yeah, we have to respect the Queen. The Queen a little bit late to the party, and it looks like Snoxtar, he will win the fight in the air. Does barely clean up every single muta. And somehow, someway, this muta switch works. I can't believe it. GG gets called. It was so risky. I was so certain that the Roaches would break through the Queens and get into the natural base of Snoxtar, but Trifax turned around. He turned around. GG, well played. Snoxtar is going to be this month's Infolet Monthly Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. A solid performance out of Snoxtar. He did struggle a little bit in that last game. Again, I believe that Trifax was in the driver's seat. You know, he was pushing in with Roaches. He was getting so much damage done. And then when the mutas arrived, he turned around. I don't think that was the right call there, I'll be honest. I don't think turning around was the right call. He could have achieved so much economic damage, which would have hindered his muta production, would have hindered everything here for Snoxtar. And Trifax could have taken a more defensive position back at home with his Queens, with his mutas, with his spores. Alas, was not meant to be. He did back off. He allowed Snoxtar to get into an overwhelming force of mutas. And congratulations. Congratulations here to Snoxtar, having a dominant performance. And I'm happy to see him doing well. Snoxtar, for those that are unfamiliar, I don't blame you. Snoxtar, he mainly only plays in regionals. He mainly only plays in regional events. And he's been like a slowly rising star over the past couple of years even. Like he's been, you know, at the bottom of the pack. I'll be honest. He's been at the bottom of the pack. Like below Trifax, below Aristry, below a Laser, below a lot of these players. But Snoxtar has been slowly improving over the past couple of years. And it's great to see him actually achieving some success here. Like these are some big wins. Some big names were brought down. And again, I would have favored Trifax. I would have favored a lot of these players, but no, Snoxtar, he pulls it off. Does pull it off. Again, the night of the underdogs, whether it's Snoxtar, whether it's Nikic earlier. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Snoxtar. My condolences to Trifax. He had a good run, he had a good performance, but it just was not enough. And to be fair, this was a bit of a quirky tournament as well, right? Old maps from years gone by. So it's been a while. Been a while. I see in the chat, Snoxtar versus Trifax sounds like a Pokemon fight. It does. If you were here earlier, last year, you would have heard me cast Snoxtar for the first time, And unironically, I kept calling him Snorlax. I kept doing it for the entire tournament. I just kept calling him Snorlax. And I kept trying to catch myself, and I failed over and over again. I've gotten better at it now that I've, you know, been casting him for a year. But yeah, it's great to see him doing well. Great to see him. GG, well played. Congratulations. And with that, that wraps up our broadcasts for the night. We started off with the Hatchery Cup, and we end the night with the Infolet Monthly Cup as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Shout out to you if you were here for all of it. If you were here for our previous series as well, I do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you sticking around, and I hope you all enjoyed the cast. Hope you all enjoyed the tournaments. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And with that, we are done for the night. If you are unsatiated, if you want some more StarCraft action, then we got you covered tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with KSL. Typically, we cast KSL live on Saturdays, but it's at a really bad time for us now. I'm currently visiting Poland. I'm currently visiting Poland, and KSL is at a brutal time, so we're going to be going for a replay cast tomorrow. Tomorrow in 12 hours. Fun fact, in 12 hours time, mark your calendars, we're going to be live with the KSL, with the Korean StarCraft League, so make sure you're a part of that. Following that, we're going to be getting into, on Monday, ESL Open Cup Asia, ESL Open Cup Europe, the Ducklings Showdown on Tuesday, and of course, IM Katowice on Thursday onwards. A very big week is ahead of us. IM Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 4 days full of StarCraft. Make sure you're a part of it. Make sure you are there. It's going to be an amazing time, an amazing tournament, amazing players, amazing games, amazing casters, I'm sure, as well. I will not be casting. I'll be a part of the audience. I'll be a part of the viewers. I'll be one of you in the chat. I'll be a chatter, Pappy. A GM chatter. So it's going to be a great time. Oh. We'd interview the players, but they can only say their one name. Oh no. They can only say that they can Snoxtar. Snoxtar, yes. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And again, we'll see you guys tomorrow for KSL. For the Korean StarCraft League. Stick around, we're gonna be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Not too sure who, but we'll find someone. God, there's a lot of people streaming right now. We'll find someone to raid and someone to send our love to. Mio Mike is streaming! No shot! Mio Micah is streaming. Unless I come across someone else, that's who we're raiding. That is who we are heading on over to. Let me just do a quick scan here of who is live. I know Angry is streaming. He's another Polish player that was a part of this tournament. Nah, it's gonna be Mio. Okay, here we go. If you're unaware, Mio Micah, he is of course the King of the Sea. He was dubbed, of course, the best player in all of Southeast Asia and Oceania as well. Give him some love, give him some support as we head on over and enjoy the nonsense that is Mio Micah. See you guys soon. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, exclamation mark socials in the chat. We are also live on YouTube as well. So we upload it on YouTube on a daily basis. So check us out there as well if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.